I just noticed it wasn't red light recording. Now the red light's on and we're official.
Perfect.
I'm super excited. I'm going to actually scroll through and look at all the people that are on here.
Ooh. They're waving.
Yep, I see it. So awesome. Congratulations, guys. That's amazing. Keep it up. Don't slow down or stop.
So why don't you share a little bit? So some of you may or may not know our story. And, you know, we've been in for 8.5 years now. So it seems like it's, gosh, to say that, I think, holy cow, how can it be 8.5 years? And how do people still not know our story? So that's a big deal, too, to know that still continue to share your story because new people come in constantly. So 8.5 years ago, life looked a lot different than where we're at now. Most people look at us and go, gosh, you're so lucky. But they would not have changed roles back 8.5 years ago. Yeah,
so what you guys see now is you see chapter 11, where some of you may be on chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 4. We actually had negative chapters. So it was called chapter bankruptcy. So I don't recommend anybody ever go through that. It was absolutely horrible. But if you are going through something like that, just know that you guys have hope with this company. It will allow you to get out and go above and beyond and farther than you could ever imagine. You know, we had done everything that we thought we were supposed to do, right? You know, go to school, get jobs, work those jobs. But we always knew we were made for more. So we were always looking for other opportunities. So we got into fitness franchises. We got into rental properties. And then all of a sudden that awesome year that everything crashed, and that caused us to lose the franchises, lose the rental properties, and we were standing in line at churches to get free food so that we still had enough money left over every month to try and make our mortgage payment, which was even like 3 or 4 months behind. And then that's when God came along and said, hey, here's skinny wraps to change your life. And Steph was like, there's no way that I'm doing skinny wraps. Because we had also done multiple other multi-level marketing companies, because I absolutely believe in the business model and I believe in the industry, because it's one of those business models that's biblically foundational. I mean, if you look at it, 2,000 years ago, there was this guy named Jesus, and he signed up 12 dudes, and those 12 dudes went up and signed up 72 other dudes, and those 72 other dudes continued signing up people. And look, there's a church that basically every corner now. So we know the business model works. It was just always the wrong product. And when we found the skinny wrap, Steph still didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Okay, I just wanted skinny. So this is the interesting part. I didn't want to do the business, but I knew I wanted the product. And so I think too, don't discount anybody, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to get results. Why not give it a shot? I thought, you know what, it's $99. Actually, it was $199 for us. What the heck, life sucks anyway. So, you know what, it was another $200 in the hole. So might as well give it a shot. And if anything, I'm going to feel good about myself. So that's really, I joke about this and say I didn't care about any of you guys.
She does now, don't worry.
I do now, yes. Because I wanted it for me. And so sometimes we look back and we realize we start this for ourselves, not realizing the impact on the lives that we're going to change. And so that's okay too, to get in this for yourself, have those clear goals of where you want to go, and then you realize you got to help people along the way. And so with that, the results came. And that's something that I want you guys to take from this. I know you guys are top enrollers, so that's awesome, but sharing results. And so sometimes I feel like how people aren't using the product like we did. We used the product because I saw this girl have this amazing weight loss and her journey. And I was like, I want to use whatever you're using. And so we did that right away. We jumped in, and then people started asking, what products are you using? What are you doing? And then I could share, well, here's just something, you know, you can get it from me as a customer at a, you know, discount, or you could just sign up like I did and get great results and make money too. And so we started a little bit like that, with no blitz cards, you guys, with no social media, really had to work. And you're a worker, so you know that with what you're being on here, you're doing the work. But our work was very different. It was going out and actually talking to people. Could you imagine that? Actually going into a business and know it works? Sure, no blitz cards.
Below triple diamond right now. Raise your hand. Okay. So we got all the way to triple diamond without social media.
What?
So Imagine what it would be like if you didn't have social media right now and you were building your business. So you guys have like this rocket fuel that you can use using social media to get to Triple Diamond.
Yeah. So 8 years. So we were stuck there, and I think what we have now is, yes, we have the reps, we have that amazing product, and we didn't have hair, skin, and nails when we joined. We didn't have the exfoliating peel. We didn't have the cleanse. We didn't have thermal fit. So as I look back, we really had a limited amount of product. And so what I've loved watching this journey as we've grown is they're bringing on the right products for the times. And so I love that Mark's vision for us isn't he's just going to stick with this. He's listening to what the trends are, where the markets are, and how he can capitalize and really have the money come into your pockets if that's what you want. And so having the keto, I was a little leery, I'm like, I'm not a coffee drinker. How am I going to incorporate this into my life? But of course I'm going to try it. And so I didn't post like crazy right away, but then I tried it. And within 2 weeks I was down 9 pounds. And I thought, holy crap, I got to share this with people because they're going to have instant results. And so it gave us that fresh, what people are like, I need something, that excitement again. So for us, I'm always excited because I just know where I'm going, and I'm going with you or without you. And that's the attitude I want you to know is you're going to go regardless if the people on your team stick with you or not. You need to know where you're going. Okay. So with this keto coffee, your masses are going to come. So we got a little sneak peek at the surf and turf the last couple weeks ago. And for me, the excitement of what's coming is going to blow your mind. So yes, we have this crazy wrap thing and all these amazing supplements, but to know what Mark has, you guys, I want you to work harder now. Yes.
Mind blowing.
Because it is, yes, I can't even, I've done a few Zooms for people now, and I'm like, you guys, I just want to reach in and just give you the energy, the passion, the excitement of what I know is coming, because I've been to a lot of things. I usually never miss anything. And so this was the most impactful event for me personally that I've been to, even over Black Diamond. And so for those of you who don't know what Black Diamond is, it's 100,000 a month for 6 consecutive months. And that's what we want for you. We need a lot of Black Diamonds in this company. And so it was just awesome because it's about you. And that's what gets me excited. It's how can we move the masses? Because when we move the masses, we know that you're excited, people are coming in, your volumes are going up, people are going up the ranks, right? So the masses are going to be coming with us here like crazy. So we got to lay down the work now, don't look sideways and that, but this is my favorite time of the year, Amanda. And you might not know this either, but this is when I probably put the most work in. So I don't look at my check, and I can give you guys every year, this is my lowest checks every single year, but we know what's coming, right? So we have to know with the new year, with what's coming, what are you working towards? So if you're just like pity party, poor me, like I think about that, would our check have ever grown the way that it did?
And what you guys need to do is, I'm going to yell at you for a second. You need to become business owners. Don't be a distributor. Be a multi-million-dollar business owner. That is what you have your hands on with this. So with that, you have to understand that there are seasons of every single business. I mean, look at the wedding industry. The wedding industry knows that their big 3 months are during the summer. Then what do they do the rest of the time? They have expos and events. They do all these things that don't make them money. They're actually spending money going to all these events to get in line for the 3 huge months that they have every single year. Same thing with, the hair industry. They've got trends that come in and go out every single year, and they have to go in and learn those trends every single year. You're going to have to learn trends as well. You're also going to have to understand that our business has a season. So we've got a big season that comes up at the beginning of the year, and the reason why that is because the 2 biggest New Year's resolutions are lose weight, make more money. And guess what? We capitalize on both of those. That normally takes us from January all the way through April and May. And then all of a sudden summer hits. We've got a little wave because people want to get ready for summer. They want to wear bikinis. They want to have tight and tone firm skin. And, it kind of dwindles off because now they're at the beach. They don't want to get on social media. They don't want to go into parties. They don't want to do it. And then that gets you all the way to back to school. And back to school gets you all those moms that are like, my kids aren't here anymore. I want something to do. They look at you and go, okay, hey, I'll come and join you. So that goes from September to August. And then you've got October, November, and December. The reason why is because everyone is focusing on, hey, guess what? We've got Thanksgiving, October, we've got Halloween, we've got Christmas, we've got New Year's, we've got all these things that people are just not focusing on business-related stuff. So what that does for us is that gives us the ability to work even harder because we know what's coming up in January, February, and March. That's why Mark is already starting to talk about not waiting for January 1 to start everything.
Well, Joel said this, it's down in the dumps, but not really, because
Exactly.
These are my highest months of distributors for me. And that's what I want to transfer to you guys. So you know what's coming. So that sense of urgency when I'm talking to somebody, even if they're thinking about product, I'm like, you know what, you're going to get awesome results. You just need to become a distributor. You're going to have those results to share. You're going to be able to learn and share and coming into the wave rather than missing the wave. So that's where my mind is every year. This is my favorite time of the year when everybody else thinks, well, I might not work because people aren't looking. Absolutely, it's all right here. So if you can get that right here, then your business is going to flourish. So,
and even with these trends, what's amazing is that this business is like a flight of stairs. So you can take, your first year in, you're on, step 1, and you've got it, and it goes up. And now all of a sudden, if you look at where you end the year, you're going to end the year higher than you started the year. So you're on, even though you're looking at it and go, oh, I only recruited 2 people, and in January I recruited 300 people. You're still going to have a higher stepping stone for the previous year to build on. And then the next year, same thing happens. You go through, you get everybody in, and then January 1, you're starting higher again than you did the year before. So it's a stepping stone, even though perfect example is if you look at the stock market. What we know is the stock market looks crazy day to day. Then you zoom out to a week. It looks a little bit less crazy. You zoom out a month. Well, it's still not that crazy. You go back a whole year, you're like, well, that kind of scary. But then if you zoom out 4 or 5 years, what you see is the stock market continually goes up over time. Even though when you're looking at it in the moment, you're pulling your hair out going, what is going on? Our business is kind of the same way. You just have to understand that there's 2 different ways of looking at it. Look at it in the moment and then look at the overall picture and know where you're going.
So knowing the season. So that's just something, hopefully that helps you guys, knowing that we're always going to go through that. And have I had dips and ups and downs and all kinds of crazy turns and stuff? Absolutely. But again, I know where I'm going and I know where I want to go. And so I choose to look at the right people. I choose to get in front of, have people that inspire me, lift me up, encourage me, because when you believe that you can do anything, you're going to do anything. And I love that about it works. So if you feel sometimes like, God, I got to get my mind right, who are you listening to? And Joel had said this, and I love this, a positivity partner. I didn't realize I have a couple of those, and I can be that to somebody if they don't realize that they're going down a wrong path. I try to shake them. I'm like, look at what we've done. Look at how far we've come. And so that's such a reminder. And sometimes our steps to success, like you guys are knocking it out. Like, way to be. Like, I want to learn from you. I want to know, what are you doing? So not being afraid to share that and putting yourself out there and knowing you're probably laser focused on what you're doing. So I don't want to, stop you guys from doing that, but I keep hearing doubling down. So double your efforts of what you're doing. If you think you can't do anymore, yes, you can. You can pull that out. And I know that the people are digging deep right now are going to be so freaking excited because of what we have coming. Like, I cannot tell you enough. I'm so excited. So that's what I'm super pumped about. Amanda, do you have any other questions that come to mind? Oh, people are jumping on. Or is that
I just want to, yeah, totally agree with you as far as, October, November, and December. Those were my biggest enrolling months. And so then my biggest enrolling months turned into my biggest promoting months following that. And so I was able to go diamond, double, triple in February, March, and April. And then the year later, go pres and ambassador. And so, and it was that putting that effort and the planting the seeds and really doubling your efforts and during the winter. But we specifically have two, I'm sorry, there was a little bit of background noise. You guys can unmute yourself. I think I muted you. We have two huge scenarios, well, three, I guess. So in this group of people that are enrolling people, we have a group of people who they are still enrolling. They have not stopped enrolling. They are enrolling steadily. They have lost rank, just because they've had team quit on themselves. They've, whatever, like you guys know. And then we have people literally on the brink of promoting to diamond, double, triple, and beyond, could be much higher than they are right now. And then we have new people who may not believe that diamond's possible, but are, digging their feet in and just, fighting for that. So you guys talked a little bit about it, but I guess as far as just like specific words of encouragement for each of those scenarios. And then, yeah, we just really appreciate your time. Most specifically, though, like the ones who are very close and the ones who they're still fighting. They've never given up. They're still enrolling. Their flag is planted. But just like words of encouragement to know that this is not, they are not a one-hit wonder. Like they can go above and beyond that. So.
Totally not a one-hit wonder. So get that out of your head. Absolutely. Have we ever lost rank? Yes.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that because that's the past. So that's your past. It's not your future. And so you need to know, again, I knew where I was going with or without them, right? So they may have been a piece of that puzzle that you needed to get you to diamond, that needed you to go double or whatever it is. And so understand and look at that and be grateful for that season. But also, I knew, that's fine. You don't want to go with me. I don't understand why you would leave when you saw this money, you idiot. Like, there's so much more. I know where I'm going. And so understand that it's going to happen. And I'm okay with that. So be okay with that. Don't hold it. Don't be sad. They're the ones that should be sad. Because, again, you know where you're going. And I know that with Mark, having him have been in the industry and actually in the field, that's where I feel so confident. And why when Joel had said we had done other things, you guys, we know this industry because your mom, all of you. I'm like, oh my God, you're all so young. And so I don't want to say I know, but I've been around. And of course things look pretty over here, but you still have to work. And it's frustrating to me when I'm like, our pay is so good if we just focus on those little things. So for those of you that are going to diamond, I remember, I'll share this. I wanted diamond so freaking bad. I was like, why doesn't anybody want this like me? I was enrolling. I was still enrolling. Like, where are you people?
She's like, why isn't anybody else enrolling people? I go, I don't know.
And I was stuck. Like, Emerald was like killer for me. I hated Emerald. And I'm like, I feel like that's that breaking point for a lot of people. Like, Emerald is cool, but Emerald and Diamond, I was like, whoa, this is so hard. It's not just me. Although I was like, you know what? I'm not going to rely on anyone. And I never have to this day. So understand, again, when you're looking at your chart, it's hard because I looked at it and, you have a couple pieces that you're like, okay, I just got to make it a little bit stronger. They need some volume. What can I do? And so when I looked at my promotions, when I was ranking up, I really blocked it off into 3 months because we generally know that customers are going to order for 3 months. So really commit to making that happen within, if you said today, I'm going to go diamond and I want to make it happen, then do it within the next 90 days. Don't wait. I mean, you can do it sooner, but that's what I tell people. Like, are you ready to go to diamond? We have to look at this and understand that We don't want customers to fall off, but they have that choice to order or not to order. So knowing that is what I decided that I was going to do when I went diamond. So I really pushed it. And I decided I would do parties for anybody. It didn't matter. It was my business. So ultimately, this is your business. And so you have that choice. So there was times I was frustrated because I'm like, they're a distributor. Why don't they want this like me? And Joel's like, remember, this is your business. You want this. So are you willing to do whatever it takes? So I said, yeah, because I want diamond. I thought you made $1 bazillion. So we didn't have an income chart, guys. So that's why I was like, I'm going diamond. And then I was like, oh, that's all I get. And it was awesome. But I was like, okay, I need to go to double diamond. But knowing that you are the ones that are going to steer your own ship. Okay. So make that happen. Print it off. Know exactly what you're going to do. And so looking down through, you probably got a couple people that are maybe your workers, or at least they're in a little bit, right? So encourage them to look down your chart. So start from the bottom and work your way up and go, I'm giving you a goal today. Your goal is 3 loyal customers with the skinny pack or whatever. So I gave them very specific goals because I knew, okay, this 400 box needs 3 skinny packs to be 400. So they don't know what they don't know. So you got to give them a specific, okay? So if you broke that down to each distributor, letting them know, okay, all you need is 2 more customers, or, you know, whatever it is, it creates a momentum that keeps pushing you up and up and up. So that's really what we did as far as growing. Now, if you lost strength, it's okay. Again, that doesn't, just ignore that. You know what? We're all going to go through different things, but it's a season for you to go, there's going to be somebody that loses rank. There's going to be somebody that leaves your company or lose your business for another company. And you need to understand that you're going to be able to share that with them and understand and have compassion for them. It doesn't mean we're going to stick around in that because, again, we know where we're going. So figure out, like for me, it's helped me see people rise up that I didn't even realize were actually the leader. And that person that left was actually blocking them from allowing that person to shine. And I was that person. I was 13 levels down from Carla Burns and Cammie Dempsey. They didn't know who Stephanie and Joel were. They were like, who are these people? I'm like, you're going to know who we are. So there's people that are going to come in your downline that you don't even realize that have been fighting to be a leader. And I love that about this compensation plan. It does not matter. The cream will rise to the top. And that sounds crazy because I had heard that and I thought, they're just telling me this. No, that's not true. And so eventually started seeing those things happen. So it doesn't matter if you're the enroller or not. There's going to be people that come in through your business that are your leadership. And most of ours are from people that we enrolled and they left. And then we have this amazing team that have stuck around. So that's pretty cool.
One thing you have to get as a thought process out of your head is maintaining.
Yeah.
You are always building, always growing. It doesn't matter if it reflects in how your team looks, because guess what? This business is a people business. If it wasn't for people, this would be the greatest business on the face of the planet. But then you stick in a few crazies and you're like, what is going on? So just understand and know that you're always going to have crazy. You're just going to have to build through it. It may not, if you become disciplined at putting in the work over and over and over and over again, it will show up.
Yep.
It may not show up when you want it to. It may show up completely opposite. I mean, it could show up 6 months down the road, and then all of a sudden you're like, how did I get an ambassador leg? Well, that's because the person that you thought was your best friend that was amazing that all of a sudden went off and started backstabbing you everywhere, went and signed up 3 people a long time ago. Out of those 3 people, one person signed up somebody who signed up somebody who signed up somebody who signed up somebody who wanted it even more than you. But you will never find that out unless you are consistently always building, always growing.
Yeah, I think that's the number one thing. If you were to look at Stephanie and Joel over 8.5 years, what have you guys done? You know, people are like, what have you done to be where you're at?
I mean, besides being awesome, so make a decision today. Are
Casey's
you going?
laughing at you.
Are you going
Thanks,
to
Casey.
be awesome? Okay, now after you decide that, the rest is easy.
You know, we have to work for a living, right? Like most people to get money, you have to work. And what I've realized is I would rather work this than go and clock in I was getting $10 an hour, you guys. And it was miserable. I couldn't pay my bills. And so this at least allowed me the freedom. And I'm like, man, if I could just make $1,000, like that's what I want. So that's what I still work for to this day. I have not changed what I think. I want $1,000 a month. So how do I get $1,000 a month? That was what I needed. I was like, I want somebody to tell me exactly what I need to do to make $1,000 a month. And how can I control that? I can control what people order. But what I can control is if I can enroll a distributor and they get 2 customers, that's $100. So I need 10 distributors every single month, helping them gather their 2 customers, because dang it, I'm not letting that money burn up. I'm going to make sure that I get $100, right? Every single month. So if we look back, there's probably been very, very few months that I'm under 10 distributors through 8.5 years.
Now think about that. With this business model and how the law of large numbers works, if you commit to a specific goal and you hit it over and over and over again, scientifically and mathematically, it is almost impossible for it not to take off. I mean, think about that. If you put in 10 distributors for an entire year, that's 120 new distributors. Out of 120, I'm sure a couple of them went out and put in at least 3 or 4 people. And then do that again for another year. 24 months of being consistent and persistent with whatever it is your number is going to pay huge dividends down the road. So you have to make a commitment. Are you in this, or are you just dabbling in it? I mean, and some of you, based on where you're at with your enrollments, you're in this. Based on where you're at with your rank, you're in this. But also, have you taken both feet off of the dry land and put them in the boat, like Mark was saying on Sunday? Some people are still just kind of high enrollers, but they still have 1 foot in the boat and 1 foot on land. You need to jump all in and go crazy.
Yeah. So that's what we've been. We've been disciplined. You can unfreeze me. Oh. We're frozen. We see that. So discipline. So know that. You guys can, share this with your new distributors that you're enrolling. Say, how much money do you want to make? Ask them that. How much time are you willing to put to get that amount? Because if somebody says to me, I want $5,000 a month, and they say they only have 2 hours a week, I'm like, well, that's not going to happen, right? You got to put in a little bit more than 2 hours a week.
Hope you're committed to 6 years.
So I want to get there quickly. So how can we get there as quickly as possible? So don't be afraid to ask them, because if you don't know what they want, you can't guide them to where they're going. So, maybe it's $500. Again, for me, it's that $1,000. So, and maybe this is a good reminder for you guys. Do you have a specific number? You've got to know where you're going, or you're going to be blind, and it probably won't happen. You'll feel like you're spinning your wheels and just putting people in if you don't know where you're going. So that's really what we want to get through to you. Losing rank, maintaining, we're going to get that out of your head. We're always going to be building and growing. And so getting your mind right, your number right. And sometimes you're working, but the results aren't there yet. But don't get frustrated, because all these people that you're contacting and messaging, when promotions come, when new products come, you have the best follow-up. So there's days where I'm like, my gosh, I just messaged 200 people and not one person responded to me. I'm thinking, I'm number 1. Why wouldn't you respond to me? Like, come on. You're like, I can show you how to make money and you're not responding. So if that makes you feel better, yes, it happens to me. But I don't allow that to be frustrating. I just know it's more people for me to follow up with, and the follow-ups and the fortune for you guys. So just know you're in the right place. I wouldn't be here for 8.5 years if I didn't believe that. Confirmation again that Mark's got our back. He's got some freaking awesome things coming. Like, I want to tell you guys everything. I signed my life away when we got there. They do have us sign some things. I'm like, I want to tell everybody, like, this isn't fair. They don't tell us all, but it's exciting what you have your hands on. So I think, did I cover everybody? Trying to think. Did we get everybody? People that are enrolling? Did I get?
So you've also got people that are enrolling right now that this is their new season.
Yeah.
They don't know that there's a season. So those are the people that you really want to focus on and work with, because of the fact that they're jumping in, their excitement level will cause them to grow through this. And that's, kind of what we had talked about before, is this is our high enrollment months. And what that allows us to do is that allows us to work with those people that don't even know that there's a flow to the business. Mm-hmm. They won't find out for an entire year because they're steadily building their business right now. And those are the people that you really want to find and run with.
And that'll ignite you. That'll get you excited through different things. So if we can just really share that with your distributors that you're enrolling, guys, and your team, or people that you're, that have been in and they feel stuck, or they're not enrolling people, just let them know you've got to put the work in to have those follow-ups, and they will come. So that's the discipline that comes into play. So be disciplined enough to put in the work on the days that you feel frustrated, because it'll end up getting that mind so right for you guys. And just being excited. It's contagious. Like, getting yourself out there, showing yourself around people. I think that's part of why I like to be on the phone with people, because I'm just like, you have to do this. I know where we're going. I've been seeing this year after year. And even as a brand new distributor, I was just excited. So that I feel like Melody McFarland, because she's always so excited, that I just love her. And so I remember asking, how are you still excited after so many years? And she's like, girl, that's Melody. Girl, you haven't seen nothing yet. And I believe that. I absolutely 100% believe that. So hopefully I will see you all at conference, because that is where you fill yourself up with that vision, and it will push you through some of those days that you're feeling like, I'm enrolling people, it's just they're not connecting. So it'll connect all of the dots that you've been really looking for. So Amanda, if they have any questions, I think they could type somewhere, right? I haven't even looked to see if anybody's chatted.
You guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or else, there's not very many of us, so we can unmute if you have any questions you want to ask.
This is your chance, because we don't do a whole lot of these because we like to work. We know I'm not a manager by any means. I'm going to show you guys how to work. So that's something, get out and just show people. And that's what I love, is you guys are the workers on here. So I love that. No questions? If you do, unmute yourself. This is your time. Are you guys in awe that we're on this? Maybe? You're scared? I remember being around some of the leadership when we were first in. I was like, I'm not seeing a peep. I'm scared. I don't know. I was just nervous, but we're all just normal people out there doing the grind, right? That's what we do. So have that grit to get up here, because keep speaking it, guys. Amanda's proven that to you. You have an amazing leader with her. She wants you to pass her. I know that with all that she is, and that's what we want as leaders, and that will transfer from her to you, to your team, and that's what we want. We want people to know that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, but having that grit to get to work and not caring to change your life and people's lives, that's what this is about. And it's so cool, because I'm so grateful, because I didn't go to college, didn't get good grades, I suck at speaking. I'm like, this is so not me, but I'm so grateful that I can make a lot of money just helping people. So just remember that. Keep sharing. Keep dreaming. I hear that word a lot right now. Dream bigger than what you think. And don't be afraid to just go after it. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit today and gets you pumped up for what we have coming.
Yes, for sure. And thank you so much. I think that one person, Isabella, you were unmuted for a second. Did you have a question?
Go to chat.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So my question is when you basically have a distributor that, just signed on, you're trying to get them fired up about the business and what they're supposed to be doing and, all of that fun stuff. It kind of is a little chaotic for some people to handle at first, pretty much because you're trying to tell them everything about it. You're trying to tell them what to do and help them out in that way. But pretty much once that's all said and done, how is the best way to help that distributor still be focused and be consistent in like sending out messages and following up with posts and how important it is, because I've heard several of my distributors on my team have, you know, dropped off the map or whatever with this because they've just said it doesn't work. Nobody is interested. I haven't had any reactions on my posts that I post. And, you know, typically when I go look at their stuff, it's like 1 or 2 posts from the starting day, which is, you know, umpteen weeks past. Yep. So like, how do you go about that?
It's one of those things where you have to ask them what their expectation is and how they're going to go about doing it. So that's one of the first things that you have to connect with them so that they have an understanding of what it's going to take to get where they want. Then figure out what their actual goal is. So is your goal $300 a month? Is your goal $400 a month? Then when they tell you that, ask them why. What is that going to do for them? Get them connected to that. And then you can start walking them through the steps it takes to make that. And then you can follow up with them. But then, like you said, you're going and looking on their posts. So if they think that just posting a picture and asking people to look at their stuff is going to bring them thousands and thousands of customers, that's absolutely wrong. Basically, you can tell them all you're doing right now is marketing. So when you're posting, all that is marketing. Sales don't actually take place until you ask someone. So if they're going through and asking people and they're not getting any results, then that becomes a coaching moment where you can go, okay, well, show me what you've been having in your conversation. Show me the screenshots of what you've been saying. Oh, well, here's exactly where you went wrong. You can coach them through that. I think a lot of the times what happens is these people get in and all they're doing is posting once or twice in a week and they're expecting to be millionaires overnight. So you really have to set up the expectation of what is your goal? What do you want? Why do you want that? Because when you ask them why they want that, now you can go back and be like, well, remember how you said you needed to have cash for Christmas? I don't think one post of Fat Fighters is going to cover Christmas cash for you. You may need to do 20 posts of Fat Fighters in order to help get Christmas cash for you. So now you've got a framework that you can actually coach into, direct into, and show them and point back to, this is why you're doing this. I'm trying to show you how to do it. This business is 100% results driven. So if you're not getting the results, we have to look at what efforts you're putting into to get the lack of results that you're getting. So if you're getting a lack of results, it's due to the fact that you're not putting in enough effort. Now, if you're putting in enough effort, then the skills are wrong. We need to tune your skills and tie them to the amount of effort that you're going into until we start seeing you rock it off. So that's kind of what to do.
And here's the other thing, and I love this, that last night I heard on the call, they're going to have a It Works calendar, a planner. And so I think that helps people to know, again, breaking it down. Okay, we want that monthly goal. So I have 10 distributors. I got to get at least 2.5 a week. What am I going to do that? You know, then I break it down and I want 5 distributors with it by the 15th. So that helps me. So I'm not panicked towards the end of the month. So I try to be as specific for me. And so I love that they're going to have these planners come out to do those things. But also, this is the part that I think, at least for me, is I connected because I did a lot of parties. So having a connection with somebody, that relationship with them, they're going to stick around and start believing that they can do this and incorporating it because it's a priority. They want to see themselves do it. So if they can go to a conference, if they can get to a green carpet, they're going to feel part of something. And that's going to connect and going to have them go, well, they can do it, I can do it. And so as crazy as that sounds, Joel can say all this, but if they don't feel that they're important or that you care about them and believe in them, sometimes I think that's it. So with new distributors, I've let them know, you need to drive me crazy. Message me. The ones that are messaging me, the ones that I see, I'm running with those people. So that's who you're going to stick to. And so here's the other part. That's why these steps to success are important, is because if those 3 that you did the month before aren't returning and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm dragging dead people, you have new people that you can focus on. Okay. That is why I enroll new people, because I can give you guys every tip in the book, can give you all the motivation. I can everything that you need, scripts. It's still up to you whether you're going to share that and ask people. So again, I will give it to you, but I'm not going to rely on you because I'm still going to go out and do my own steps to success. So, don't stress too much. Give them what they can, but remember, you need to know where you're going, and they're not going to drive, or you're not going to rely on them to get you to your promotion. Does that kind of help too a little bit?
I've got favorite book up here. That's impossible because there's so many good ones, but a really good one, I guess for any time, is Think and Grow Rich. I just went back through and listened to it again. It's kind of funny because the stuff that you listen to over and over again kind of shapes the way that you're at. But I think some people just aren't thinking big enough, and that's what's limiting you to where you're at. So I'm looking at Callie saying, the whole thing about your why has changed. Well, I think you need to connect with Amanda and play the why game. Like I just said with the other people, is okay. So you feel like your family is your why now. Okay, well, if your family is your why is that your why? Well, because I want to spend more time with them. Well, why is that? Well, because I don't see them enough. Well, why is that? So you keep going until you get down to the root cause that connects you to what that actual statement is. So that
I can even, looking at that question, where's Kaylee? I want to see her face. Okay. So, hi. When we got started in this, I married my best friend and I never saw him. Like, we literally would get up at 3 a.m. and have to be at our fitness franchises. One of us at 4, we would leave our house at 4 a.m. and sometimes we would get back till 8, 9 o'clock at night. We never saw each other. And so for me, that family was important because it was like I was a robot. Life sucked. We worked, but we didn't have money. It was just like, when's this going to end? So that was my first goal, is I wanted to have money to pay our bills and then to be able to see him and spend time with my daughter, that we had this family time. So what is it that you want? For me, it's memories. I love being able to go somewhere and go, remember that time we did that. So maybe it's, you love vacation. So how much do you need to go on a family vacation? So write those numbers down. Maybe it's a trip to Hawaii is going to cost $10,000. What are you willing to do to get that? So I can expand, totally on your family because that is mine. Mine has always been family. Poor Joel. Like, I want to give. And vacations are my thing. I love it. And so I want to be remembered like that. Like, my aunt was so cool. She took us to Disney. I will never forget that. There's no way that I would have been able to do, like this year, we're going to take our whole family to Disney. And so they're going to remember that. So what is that family time? Whether it be, to be able to go, I don't know if you have kids or what, but to go and be that in-room mom, we were in-room parents and it was awesome. They thought, they were like, you have a kid this old? And we're like, yes, we have great products, and we both got to go to those. So hopefully that will help, but open
also,
it up even more.
But also an added step that you need to do is, once you figure out what that is, if there's any way that you can attach a monetary amount to it. So if you need to spend more time with, okay, well, what does that look like? Well, that means we need an extra $1,500 a month. Mm-hmm. Now you have created something that is a goalable, because being able to hang out with your family is awesome, but there's really no goal to that. So now all of a sudden it's a $1,500 goal. Okay, well, now that you've got a $1,500 goal, through steps to success and your charts how to do that. Now you just have to assign a time limit to it. Mm-hmm. So that's why finding out what the why is, when you have the why, then attaching a monetary amount to it. It's not because you want the monetary amount, but we live in a society where it takes money to do stuff, or takes money for things. So once you can equate that, now you've got a goal. Now you just back math that out into how many distributors do you need per month? How many of them do you need per week? How many do you need to contact per day to get that? It's all easy once you start going backwards from that point.
Yep.
And then just going out and doing it with my frozen face.
I don't know, why is our thing freezing?
I'm back.
Like the last few Zooms we've done, we get like freeze frame. I'm like, gosh, what's going on? All right.
Eyes are open.
Yeah. Any last minute? You guys good? You ready to go rock and roll and grind it out?
Woohoo!
Me too.
Thank you both so much for taking time out of your Monday to talk to us, and we will let you get back to work and doing what you do to inspire all of us. So thank you so
You're
much.
Awesome.
Now you can go to sleep, Amanda. Get some rest.
I know, now I'm
Crash.
Thank you.
Love you guys. We'll see you
ya.
soon.